If you want to be a journalist, Ruben, be a journalist. If you want to be a politician, leave the journalism and come and be politicians like us. I have left a billions of dollars company to come and be in politics. You can behave like me, and you know I'm the largest employer of labor media in Nigeria. I'm the highest employer of labor in media, in factories. Apart from Aliko Dankote, I don't think any other Nigerian employment, Nigerians than I put in manufacturing, in social media, paper media, and other media. So we have a chunk, just in media, your own section, I have like 2,000 workers there. Then in other factories, I have like 13 to 14,000 workers in this country. So not even in the sub-region of Africa. So Dr. Akwati, please, if you want to be a member of a political party, you come and join APC, or you join properly Labour Party, or you join PDP. So we can know you are a member of a political party. Don't hang under being a journalist and harassing people like me. I will not take it from you.
My people, how una dey? Hope una don't hear wetin this man just talk. You know one thing? I don't want to talk too much for this video, because if I say make I dey talk wetin dey my mind concerning this Dr. Abati, it would just be like say I no like him. But no be like that. All of them wey dey for that studio, I like the way they say they tackle things. But sometimes Dr. Abati, I know they understand them. It be like person wey get two face. Person wey no dey here, we know dey the other side too. Should not they get me now? I beg my people, make una no go anywhere. As this man talk, say if Dr. Abati won't join politics, make it just gently come join them without going around the corner. My people, make una listen to this.
Focused on the president, who is in France. Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the First Lady Oluremi Tinubu are currently there. President Tinubu has extended an invitation to French investors, declaring that Nigeria is open for business. Speaking at a joint briefing with French President Emmanuel Macron, Tinubu emphasized his administration's commitment to fostering a favorable environment for investors. His remarks aim to reassure investors and strengthen economic cooperation between Nigeria and France.
And we hold it a responsibility by all of us to put together a food security program for private sector investors to come in, invest, we de-risk the fears that they may have. We've been working on stabilizing the security system in Nigeria, and we are getting closer and closer. We are doing better now in the area of security. I can assure all the investors here that Nigeria is open for business.
Well, after the joint briefing, a Rise News correspondent, Mademoiselle Adefemi Akinsoya, had the privilege of speaking with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the French president. When President Tinubu was asked if he felt cold, he responded, and I quote, "I brought the sunshine from Nigeria," and that video has taken over social media. Rise is trending. Let's take a look.
Just over here, we are Rise News from Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Hello, Nigeria.
Yes, sir. I hope that you have treated them wonderfully. We've had a great time so far.
Okay, we are having
Oh,
very good one.
great, great. I hope you're not too cold, Mr. President.
Not at all. We brought sunshine this morning.
I'm so happy about that.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Well, still in France, the president and his French counterpart, Emmanuel Macron, exchanged jovial greetings in pidgin English on social media yesterday. And in this post that has now gone viral, we can see on his X handle, Macron appreciating Tinubu for his visit. He wrote, Now let me try my pidgin skills. Now, big honor for France, dear President Bola Tinubu, to welcome you for this state visit as one big partner and friend of today and tomorrow. It still dey sweet me well, as I remember say I be young intern for French embassy for Nigeria that time. Now, the French president during the state's dinner also delivered part of his address in pidgin. If you want to hear what that sounds like, listen to this video.
Bola, Jeremy, to welcome you for this state visit as one big partner and friend of today and tomorrow. And it still they sweet me well, as I remember say, when I be the young intern for French embassy in Niger that time.
On a much lighter note, a French band delighted attendees at the state dinner in Paris on Thursday by performing P Square's hit song Testimony or Taste the Money and Mama Africa by brackets in honor of President Bola Tinubu. In a now viral video, the band delivered a vibrant rendition of the Afrobeat classic, seamlessly blending Nigerian rhythms with a French flair. Let's take a look.
Testimony, I'm killing the beat and I give him the heat, so hey. No, I'm giving them everything, I'm living my life, I don't have money, hey, I taste money, hey. Don't forget your sorrow, Nakachuku, you go back and play for your mother. Sara, Sara, their beat is Tana, it gon' make you manya.
Additionally, Nigerian singer Bukola Elemide, popularly known as Asha, gave a remarkable performance with her live band as she sang Eya Daba for the president and president of France as well. Let's take a look and come back to chat. Dr. Why did you stop singing now? You have a great voice. We love Asha.
Is one of my favorite.
Now, before we go into the financial, you're still going to talk about the UBA deal. I wanted to just take a break here and touch on all the different things. From Adefemi, of course, having that brief encounter with the two presidents and their wives, to the singing by our French band, excuse me. What are your thoughts about these stories?
Okay, number one, I think it's a good thing that President Tinubu granted audience to Adefemi Akisanya and Rice News. Oftentimes, Nigerian journalists find it very difficult to talk to our own leaders. They prefer to talk to foreign media. So I like the optics that it was encountered by a Nigerian journalist and a post to give, a few statements about bringing sunshine to France. And I like the way he was holding his wife's hand. The president, I dare say, is another lover boy that we have discovered. I like the optics and that winter coat that Mrs. Tinubu is wearing. I hope Rufai will not try to ask her how much it costs, but that is as an aside. Number two is about, President Macron himself. President Macron, as I pointed out, in 2002, as a student of National École l'Administration, came to Nigeria, Abuja French Embassy, as an intern. He came back a year after he had been president in 2018. He visited a New Africa Shrine to enjoy Fela music. So he knows Nigeria very well. But the more important thing is that Nigeria represents a pivotal country for France, as France is trying to seek partnerships with other countries in Africa. Its policy with former French colonies in Africa having failed, or rather shaky. So it looks like France is moving on.
And France, at the level of cultural diplomacy, business diplomacy, will try to strengthen ties with these African countries. Nigeria being the number one is of interest. France is also looking at Kenya, is also looking at Zambia. State visit, the importance of it. President Tinubu has been visiting France. It was the last country he visited before he was voted in as president. It was also the first country he visited on August 24, 2023, to attend the French Africa Summit. But this is the first time we have a proper state visit for a long while between Nigeria and France. Again, consolidating the interest between those countries. President Tinubu says Nigeria is open for business. He also stressed the importance of the private sector. And it was in that regard that some of our companies are so connected with France. Zenith Bank opened a branch on Wednesday. Access Bank, the president of Access Bank, Agimokwede, is the president of the Franco-Nigerian Chamber of Commerce. And now the icing of the cake is United Bank for Africa chairman Tony Elumelu, TOE as is popularly known, signing a memorandum of understanding. The bank, UBA, has branches in about 40 countries of the world. It's, one of the global major ambassadors of Nigeria in the finance sector. There are other, French, Nigerian companies who are doing businesses on both sides. The lesson here, of course, is that Nigeria should seek to take full advantage of the relationship so that it's not tilted to one side. President Macron says, yes, we are ready to invest in Nigeria. Nigeria, too, should say, well, we are open. We want to see that investment because we're going to look out for those investments. At the level of diplomacy, I can say that although yesterday I pointed out the number of times President Tinubu has traveled, but you cannot question the fact that business diplomacy is very important. But our duty as observers is to measure the quality of those investments. As for people complaining about Asha, it's actually one of my favorites. Some people are saying she should have gone to Mr. J. Law or Fire on the Mountain. And there is nobody...
and nobody seems to be on the run.
Now, that would have been embarrassing for the Nigerian president to say there is fire on the mountain. So I like the fact that she was patriotic, and she did very well. She's one of my favorites. I won't run into her and, the witch. She calls herself the witch, senior witch, on the streets of Paris. And I think that all these ambassadors should be, encouraged. They should be promoted. So the people trying to gaslight Asha should please desist. She's one of the best that we have at the level of lyric and at the level of sound and sense and rhythm.
What is your favorite Asha song? Eyadaba?
Eyadaba,
All right, Rufai, your thoughts. A lot has happened on this trip.
Couple of things. Number one, I think there used to be this sort of like a nursery song we used to sing about Nigeria and France. Then they'd say, Le Nigeria est la France, franc brûlé, la touche d'amour. So I think it was pretty much about the unity between Nigeria and France, and it goes way back. Although we started on very shaky grounds, and we all know those shaky grounds. The bomb situation, where they were testing out bombs on our deserts, and that did shake the relationship between Nigeria and France, and also the civil war, like I said yesterday. But we've been able to patch up things, and we all know how France loomed large in Africa. We all know the role of Foucault. I think I'll still have a proper time, maybe one of these days on the show, to tell the historical antecedents of Foucault and how France treated, most of these African nations. But going away from that, yes, we are going there also to seek investment, seek partnerships, until we know that our salvation will never come from France. We'll never learn in this country.
Correct, man. God bless you, Rufai.
Until we know that our salvation will never come from the West, that our salvation will come from looking at what we can do for ourselves internally as a nation. We'll never learn. Because I'm seeing all of this narrative about Nigeria being a focal point in French relations now. After the same France have bastardized the lives of nations like Burkina and all of that, they're not trying to break free. But anyway, they're not breaking free into a nation that loves them with the Russia they're going to. Because Russia too is going to use them and dump them. Until Nigeria gets to a point where we can start toe-to-toe with all of these Western nations. Until we can actually achieve economic sovereignty to a point, as predicted by Adam Smith in Wealth of Nations, where he said it will get to a day that the colonies that were colonized by the colonizers will have as much economic fecundity as the people that colonized them. We're not going to move forward. Look at France. They can play band and everything. We can dance P Square and say, and give a testimony and hear Asha song. France still holds the economy and the currency of most of these African countries that surround us. When will France let them go? When will this country be able to stand for themselves? Look at the echo currency, for instance. I'm sure Nigeria probably saw that France was speedily trying to go and hijack echo through Cote d'Ivoire and all of that before, that never came to light. So France still looms large, and it's constantly about France. When are we going to have Nigerian companies? Yes, Zenith and all of that. But when are we going to have Nigerian companies that are going to be here and also going to create products that's going to be used out of France, and we're going to get forex from them to come to our country? Because that's where true development lies. We can go to state visit from here to Kutuwenji. It's not going to change anything. Where are we going to develop our own defense companies here too, that the likes of France too will also say, okay, come and partner with our own defense companies. We have some here that are doing great work. So except we exchange trade, not aid, because what we still pretty much went to do was this feeding bottle of going to beg France for things, nothing will move forward. But on the cultural side, I'm happy. Like you said, Asha sells us concerts a lot. But for those that are even blaming Asha for not singing Fire and the Match, you don't even need to sing of Fire and the Match. The Eya Adaba she sang is very apt. Because see, when Eya Adaba, before the Eya Adaba will come on you, it will be a nation that is doing well economically. That the people's rights are not being jeopardized. A nation that is thriving economically. As we speak today, the Eya Adaba is not perching on Nigeria properly because of the economic quagmire. People are suffering. So that song she sang is also very symbolic. Eya Adaba ti fo loke loke wa ba le mi o ojumo ti mo mo rire o Eya Adaba to ba le yan. Èèyàn no gbọ́dọ̀ wo inú ara ẹ̀. The person has to check his own internal heart. And that's why I feel that song is also very apt. That's the way I translated it. But for you singing a French band to be able to sing a P Square song is also an indication that our cultural icons are doing well. And that's why those Nigerians that are abusing Davido for speaking the truth about the plight of Nigeria, my word for you is that you cannot lace Davido's shoes. What he has done in terms of putting Nigeria on the map, most former presidents of this country have not been able to do it in terms of cultural diplomacy. So please, let's support our diamonds and all that. But as regards this state visit, when will Nigeria open their eyes? In our lifetime, we saw how China opened their eyes to the West. When is Nigeria going to shine their eye?
Good questions. Thank you, Rufai. We appreciate your sincerity. More wisdom to you, my brother. So, my people, wait till una think. Make una feel free to drop una comments down below. Till I come una way next time. Stay good.